I was starting to talk about the sponsored stories and explaining what the first type of sponsored story is, which is this page like story. The page like story shows anybody who is connected to one of your likers that you have liked this particular company. And so they'll see an ad like this one that you see here that says Ian Desher likes Pivot Group. And again, that'll go out to anybody who's connected with the people who like your page. So right now we have about 220 people or so who like the Pivot Facebook page, and those people have an additional 49,740 friends who are connected to them. And so it's those people who will who would see an ad for a page-like story. And of the sponsored stories, this is going to be the one with the biggest reach possible. The next kind of sponsored story is a page post story. When you post an update to your page, your fans will see a story about it. They will see an ad that looks like an update to your page. Now, there are a couple of reasons for doing this. Normally, if you have posted something on your page, people should see it in their news feeds anyway. But if you want the added additional comfort of knowing that those people are in fact, seeing your ads and seeing your statuses if you're announcing a new product, or there's just some current information you really want your likers to see, this would be the one that you choose. And you can see then that this is the one that has the limited amount of range because it's really only limited to your likers. So you can see here it's estimating a little over 200 people who are actually already liking Pivot Group who would see this kind of ad. And then the third kind of sponsored story is what they call a page post like story. And what that means is that when you post something on your page and somebody clicks the like button to that post, then their friends are going to see a story about that. So if you posted something like, hey, we have a great sale going on today, come in and see it, and one of your likers clicks on the like button for that particular status, then their friends are going to see an ad about that. And so that's going to have sort of the middle level in terms of the range of people who are going to see it. So you can see here they estimated about close to 800 people who would see that for Pivot. So that's how sponsored stories works. It's a great way to drive people directly to your page. In fact, that's another thing that I should mention. You can see here the destination for these sponsored stories is a Facebook page. It's not an external URL. So you can't take somebody to your website through a sponsored story. It's really a way to drive people to your Facebook page by attracting their attention or by attracting their friends' attention, really. And like other Facebook ads, there are all sorts of targeting options that you have, the same sort of demographic targeting that you have had before, you can still do. That all still stays the same. So we have not yet tried out any of these sponsored stories ads. I imagine we will be soon. But if you have any questions about them or are interested in taking on a sponsored story campaign to drive more people to your Facebook page, let us know, and we're happy to help you out with that. The other thing that I wanted to talk about, Facebook is in the midst of changing its messaging system. It was several months ago that they announced that they were going to be offering a totally refurbished messaging system that was going to be more sophisticated and more powerful and let people receive messages via other people's email or text messages. Really, instead of one person on Facebook sending you a message through Facebook, now people can send you messages using a regular email system or a texting system or something like that. And so, like I say, they're rolling this out slowly to people. I logged in the other day, and I had requested to be a sort of beta tester of this. I don't know how many of you have already seen this, but I logged in the other day, and this popped up for me. Anecdotally, you know, my wife, who uses Facebook just about as much as I do, probably a little less if I'm honest, but she has not yet seen this. So they're rolling it out to people. I don't know exactly what methodology they're using, but you will undoubtedly see this sometime in the next few months here. So this is just the welcome screen telling you what's new with the messages. And the first thing that it asks you to do is claim a Facebook email address. Now, the reason for doing this is that if you want people to be able to send you messages that you receive in Facebook, but they can send them directly from any email program. So my mom could send me a message using Gmail, and I would receive it in Facebook. So they've asked you to go ahead and claim your Facebook.com email address. And so I did go ahead and do that. And you can see the confirmation now. I am now reachable at iandesher@facebook.com. That's probably not something I'm going to be, telling everyone in the world, but eventually, who knows? We'll see how popular this becomes. In terms of the messages themselves, messages now are all about your relationships with a particular person or with a particular group of people. So you can see just a few examples from my messages inbox here. Joan Miller has sent me a recent message, and if I click on that message, it's going to show me every single message, the whole history of messages between me and Joan. And one thing that has done away with is subject lines. With the new messaging system, you don't have particular subject lines because Facebook is looking at the conversation as a whole history as opposed to a single thread based on a subject line. So if you're familiar with Gmail, what Facebook has done here is really take Gmail's idea where Gmail organizes emails into conversations based on a common subject line. Facebook takes that one step further and says if you are connected with this particular person at any point, that is going to show up in the same conversational thread. And same thing with a group of people. So you can see the top message is between me and Hillary Hyman and Jennifer Creswell, who's my wife. So Hillary sent a message to me and Jennifer, and I've responded to Hillary. And so that thread is going to show me every single message that has ever passed between that particular group of people. So that's how they're starting to organize their messages now. And in terms of writing messages, there's also an interesting difference here. Their default option when I first started using the new messaging system is what you see at the top here. Now, this is almost like one of those things you see in a restaurant for kids where they ask, what are the two differences between these two pictures? Well, I'll make it really easy for you. The differences are the checkbox that's in this option at the top that's not checked down here, but down here the reply button has appeared. Now, this top option with no reply button, the way that works is that you start writing your message in, and as soon as you hit the enter or return key, your message is posted. It becomes much more like IMing than it is like sending an email with a submit button. But you can uncheck that option, and then you get this bottom option down here where it's more like writing a traditional email where you can hit the enter button and actually get paragraph breaks and things like that, and then click on the reply button to submit your message. So the question is, why would Facebook create this option and, in fact, make it the default option that is much more like IMing? Well, Facebook wants these conversations to be more like a chat than like a traditional email system. Why? Well, because they're hoping that you're going to have real-time conversations with people, whether they are IMing you back or from their phone, or whether they are emailing you from an email system or writing you back through Facebook. They want it to be like a real-time conversation. Well, why would they do that? Well, it's because they want you to spend more time on Facebook, ultimately. But again, at the bottom is the traditional reply button if you want to use that instead. So again, a question about who is getting the new messages. Facebook is rolling this out to everyone gradually, so you should start to see this in your own system in the next few months. They do have an option where you, if you go into their help section, there's an option to upgrade to the new messages system if you want it sooner rather than later. But again, the new messaging system and the sponsored stories are two new developments that I wanted to let you all know about. I think that that's all I have for today, which is good because we're just right about at time. Again, sorry for the audio problems. Thank you for joining us for today. If you want to see the slides for today, those are going to be available on our Facebook page in just a few minutes. We never got the video for the last webinar up. We'll make sure we get that video and today's video posted on the Facebook page as well within just a couple of days here. The next Straight Talk on Social Media webinar will be Friday, May 20th, 2 weeks from now. And I promise for real this time we will do Getting the Most Out of LinkedIn. Sorry to have bumped that one till next time. Dave Neustrauten's next Straight Talk on Telco Marketing webinar is Wednesday the 25th at 11 o'clock. And join us for that for our telco customers. Otherwise, I think that's it for today. Thank you very much for your time. Remember to keep your media social and your talk straight.